People who were the forgotten sibling. Did it ever come back to bite your parents? Growing up, I was invisible while my twin brother Marcus was the golden child. Same DNA, same birthday, but completely different treatment. Marcus was the athlete, class president, and star of every family conversation. I was just Marcus's twin who spent weekends building computers in my room. When we turned 10, Marcus got a huge birthday party with 30 kids, a bounce house, and a professional photographer. I got the same party technically, but everyone kept calling it Marcus's party, and I watched from the sidelines as kids lined up to give him presents while mine sat untouched on a separate table. The pattern got worse in high school. Marcus played varsity football and my parents never missed a game, traveling across the state for championships. I made it to nationals for robotics competition, but they couldn't make it because it conflicted with Marcus's homecoming dance photos. My trophy sits in my bedroom, while his sports awards fill the living room display case. College applications revealed everything. Marcus wanted to play football at State University, so my parents hired an expensive college consultant, paid for SAT prep courses, and even donated money to boost his admission chances. When I got accepted to MIT with a full scholarship for engineering, their reaction was, "That's nice, honey," followed immediately by 20 minutes about Marcus's football recruitment. My parents paid Marcus's entire tuition when his football dreams didn't work out, bought him a car, and covered his rent. When I graduated summa cum laude from MIT, they skipped my graduation because Marcus needed help moving apartments that same weekend. I celebrated alone at a restaurant, posting photos to social media that got 3 likes. After college, Marcus moved back home and spent 2 years finding himself while working part-time at a gym. My parents supported him completely. Meanwhile, I moved to Silicon Valley and started working at a major tech company. They never called to ask how I was adjusting or if I needed anything. Marcus got married to his high school girlfriend in a $40,000 wedding my parents funded entirely. When I got engaged to my now wife, they offered $500 toward our ceremony and suggested we keep it small to save money. We ended up eloping in Vegas, and they were too busy helping Marcus buy his first house to attend. The final blow came when I launched my own startup at 26. While I was working 80-hour weeks to build something revolutionary, my parents' Facebook was filled with posts about Marcus completing his personal trainer certification. My company's successful funding round got a single text: "Congrats." Marcus posting a gym selfie got 50 heart emojis. For 26 years, I watched my parents celebrate Marcus's mediocrity while treating my achievements like background noise. Marcus became a divorced father of 2 living in our childhood bedroom again. I built a multi-million-dollar company, married an incredible woman, and bought a house in Malibu. Then last month, everything changed when Marcus had a mental breakdown. Years of being enabled had left him completely unprepared for real life. He'd developed a gambling addiction, lost his job, and his ex-wife was threatening to take the kids away permanently. My parents had drained their retirement accounts, bailing him out repeatedly, and now they were facing bankruptcy. That's when they called me for the first time in 3 years. They were desperate, crying, begging for help. They needed money for Marcus's rehab, legal fees for his custody battle, and a loan to save their house from foreclosure. They admitted they'd made mistakes, that they should have supported me more, and promised to make things right if I just helped them this once. I listened for an hour before I said, "You know, for 26 years, you've shown me exactly where I rank in this family. You missed every milestone in my life while throwing parades for Marcus's participation trophies. Why would I prioritize people who never prioritized me?" They promised things would be different, that they finally understood my worth, but I told them it was too late for promises. I'd spent decades building my own support system because they'd made it clear family meant everyone except me. I offered to help on one condition. They had to write public letters acknowledging their favoritism and send personal apologies to everyone who witnessed them diminish my achievements over the years. They refused, saying I was being vindictive during a crisis, so I wished them luck and hung up. Marcus called the next day, screaming that I was destroying the family when they needed unity. I reminded him that they'd been destroying me for decades while I stayed silent. 3 weeks later, they called again. This time, they were ready to have real conversations about their choices and how much damage they'd caused. We're slowly rebuilding, but this time it's on my terms, with boundaries I should have set years ago.